All right, so now we are live.
Welcome, everybody.
So this is our latest blockchain gaming broadcast. This latest blockchain game runs on the UBIQ blockchain platform. So it's kind of very similar to Ethereum, but with some different philosophies in mind. So kind of before he talks about the game itself, we'll just have Sterk briefly explain the platform upon which it's built. Can we hear him?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah, hi.
Let's say hello. Oh, did it not come through that time?
You guys hear me all right?
Stop working. Are you there, sir?
I'm here.
No, we can't hear.
We can't hear you.
Oh, weird.
Again?
How about now? How about now? Now?
Oh, that's rough. We just made it work a second ago.
Oh, darn.
Okay.
Hey!
Woo.
Hey, Stark,
Yeah.
why did you guys start UBIQ?
We saw there was kind of an opportunity to upgrade our current blockchain, which is running on the Bitcoin code base, to the Ethereum code base, and rather than be just another token, we wanted to go one step further and actually be a standalone EVM. So we are a full functioning Ethereum virtual machine. You can run all your smart contracts on UBIQ. We have the full compatibility with Solidity. So if you want to deploy your Ethereum dApp at a hundredth the cost, you can do it on UBIQ. So yeah, it's kind of been a fun little project with friends, and it's really taken off. And we've been really working hard on it, trying to keep it up to speed with Ethereum, merging over changes that have been tested on the mainnet. So we like to view it as kind of the stable build of Ethereum, whereas Ethereum is kind of like our test net. And then we bring over awesome projects and standalone blockchains. We've moved over to be tokens on UBIQ. We've kind of pooled resources. So one of them being on the show today here, GeoCoin. They were a standalone chain, and we helped move them over to a token on the UBIQ blockchain. So we do all the blockchain stuff, so he can concentrate on the gaming stuff. And he gets the opportunity to work closely with the core developers and get help from some of the world-class devs that we have in our community.
Absolutely. This might be a good question for both Sterk and also Dave, which is why would a blockchain game developer choose UBIQ over Ethereum? Or why have you chosen UBIQ personally?
So the reason I chose it, it was actually recommended from a person in the community, and when I joined the community, I got the added benefit, as Alex said, of working closely with their devs. So I gained a lot of professional knowledge from people who had already been working with the Ethereum blockchain and the wallets and everything. So that's something that I definitely benefited from joining UBIQ. Beforehand, our proof of work blockchain would experience wild swings in difficulty. So if a big miner would jump in, it would cause a big spike in the mining difficulty. And then because it wasn't very popular mined coin, it would kind of throw off the whole stability of the network for a while. So when we migrated from our own to the UBIQ, we got the added benefit of a larger pool of miners. So it was much more secure, much more stable. And then, as Alex said, I can now focus on more of the mapping and the gaming side of it, where I don't have to, manage a block explorer or maintain a blockchain myself and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds like you're saying they are supportive.
Very supportive, yes, very supportive.
That's a good reason. So like in your, is there an ERC analog? Is Geo an ERC20 token?
It's an ERC20 token, yeah. So basically, we did the tokenization process. We took a snapshot of all the balances on our original blockchain, and then all the balances were migrated as a 1-to-1 ratio when we became a token. And the technical aspects of creating the snapshot block was actually quite difficult. So I did the best that I could and got pretty close, but then some of the other members in the UBIQ community helped me make it to that final level, that final push to actually get the block, what's it called? The snap, yeah, basically the snapshot to actually be able to pull every single address and say, you know, this address has this balance at this block. So, you know, with my limited skill set, I got this far, but with the extra help of the community, we actually made it work. So that was awesome.
Nice. Do you guys have any questions about UBIQ?
I got one simple one. Do you guys have like a remix, like easy mode?
Oh, you mean like kind of like an online developer tool?
Yeah, for like deploying. Where's the ubiq.remix.com?
So we don't exactly have that tool available, but everything you build on Remix can be deployed on UBIQ. So this is kind of one of the benefits, I guess. We're still part of the overall Ethereum ecosystem, keeping the standards in place. So
Yeah, okay. I can still compile there and just load it on UBIQ instead.
yep, that's correct. It's a fully compatible Solidity engine, so you can deploy everything over. So like a lot of the development tools will work to kind of build in a test environment and deploy on UBIQ. We have a functioning testnet though too, and we have all the same kind of wallets you'd expect on the public net side. So yeah, we pull a little bit of kind of the development resources from Ethereum that way. Where yeah, if you want to test your code on Remix and then just deploy it to UBIQ, you can do that. And then yeah, there's even some support going on with what they call Truffle. You'll be able to kind of do some development on that side as well. You can tie into like you can choose UBIQ as like the deployment network through a couple change in settings. We're trying to make it a little easier, but it is possible, I guess, through changing some of the settings.
Nice.
Sounds good, man. Like, I think we're gonna want to start moving to talking about the game soon. So we should see if you have any final comments or if you guys have any questions about UBIQ. Seems like no, man.
Ethereum code fork, proof of work chain.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, we did our best to kind of make something that works well, and made some changes that we feel are kind of an improvement upon Ethereum. Things like longer block time, sticking to proof of work, and yeah, working with projects that are like Dave, where we can instead of just having a bunch of ICO tokens, we actually have some pretty cool non-ICO projects that we've migrated over. So a large majority of the tokens that we have on the network were actually their own standalone blockchains. We've merged them into our ecosystem.
Ooh. Pretty cool.
All right, good job.
Yeah, and actually, just to follow up on that point, just to stick with the no ICO and no pre-mine kind of philosophy, there also is a funding effort that's been happening in the community. It's called the UBIQ Augmentum program. So if any developers are actually looking to launch a new token, this fund is actually there to help projects come over to the UBIQ blockchain, help them get started, and just help them focus on. There is it's like a fundraiser.
It's like a
community
community effort to try to.
Did you get a grant funding?
I haven't tapped into the Augmentum yet myself, but I did put a query in, and the community felt it should be used elsewhere. So that's all good. So that's no problem there.
We delegated a lot of resources for Dave. We helped him out with a lot of the technical stuff, but there's funding there available to kind of help pull new projects in. We just completed the swap of the last project we had in the queue, so we're kind of open now to moving more projects over. So we're sweetening the deal a little bit with a bit of a bounty program that came from some community funding that we did, because we ourselves are a non-ICO, no pre-mine project. So it's all coming from the goodness of people in the community.
Yeah, that's good. That is neat. We see Tron, Engine, a lot of the major blockchain game platforms have a dev fund, which is basically their strategy for attracting third-party developer blockchain games to their platform. Which, if you have one too, that's good. Those without one are struggling currently to get people actually using their platform. It's like you build a big thing and no one uses it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm no Justin's son, but we're doing what we can.
Your smile is just as good as his.
It's better.
Wait.
I don't know, man. Justin's just said that. Creepy, handsome smile. All right. Thank you,
Well,
Sterk.
thanks, Sterk.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, feel free to listen in or click on the regular online.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be in the YouTube chat if there's any questions from people online, or if you guys want to find more about UBIQ, come to ubicsmart.com or and join our Discord. We're pretty active in there. Good wholesome community of crypto folk, just like the basement there.
Right
Cool,
on.
man. Thanks.
All right, good talking to you. Okay, so we're going to set you up on this computer,
Okay.
and we're going to set your screen up to be shared and broadcasted.
Okay.
So I guess introduce the concept first.
Sure.
And some people here, there should be 3 of them, who sent us a username and is prepared to run and get geo tokens.
Oh, I can do that too.
Yeah, somebody,
we got a couple.
at least a couple
Three
people
people.
signed
Got
up.
a couple
for this.
people.
Interested? You were one.
Don't make them go too far.
You were one.
There's some Victory
You won?
Square.
There's a third
That's-
person.
Couple blocks.
Okay, well, that's 2.
Super weird than that one.
Hmm?
It's a Miss something.
Well, we're about to. His app lets him. He'll explain it soon, but basically, you can win tokens through his blockchain game, but you had to have registered ahead of time and told us and installed the app and told us your username.
Yeah, it's currently in beta testing right now, so it's not open to everybody. But
These 2 guys are going to race to get the coins.
We're not making the race case.
He'll explain.
okay.
So it's not on present to everyone.
Did you guys download the app
Are you going to
already?
go through it now?
No.
Yeah.
I can just give an introduction
Yeah, do
first
an intro
before. Okay, so
Yeah.
Snap, you put
Well,
them
I'll
all
say
you
if
put
you
them all the way
go
down
to his
there.
website, download his app. Okay. GeoCoin.com.
Okay, Andrew, he's going to do the intro first.
okay, so how many of you guys have ever heard of geocaching, like the activity geocaching?
Yeah, like we put things somewhere on the.
Yeah, so basically there's a international effort for geocaching where people hide all these little packages with little toys and trinkets for kids and things. It's kind of like a real life scavenger hunt with GPS. So we've kind of taken that concept of geocaching and brought it to the crypto scene. So in a sense, using your smartphone, you can navigate to the nearest location of a GeoCoin. And then once you get there with your smartphone GPS, you actually earn the coin right off the map. So we've dubbed the mining process as proof of location. So it creates this kind of blockchain gaming experience. It's been described similar as Pokemon Go, but with crypto. But one of the coolest things for us is that we actually launched our product before Pokemon Go even existed. So they can't say that we stole their idea because we were there first. So that's just a little intro to the project. And then, yeah, how do I do this? Screen share.
We're going to move this over for you so you don't have to turn your head all the time.
Okay, sure.
Because people in the room will still be able to hear you.
Okay.
And then this, if I click a couple buttons.
There's an actual app to download
On the website.
It's a website. It's not an app yet.
Okay.
So it's just a website.
Okay,
I'm
so
on
now
the-
you
Oh,
this
okay.
this window, whichever one you click on, will be presented to everyone.
Okay.
And if
So-
there something messes up, Sterk will unmute himself and tell us it's messing up.
Sounds good. Okay, so our promotional website is geo.money. So if you check it out, it's got all of the information about our project and about our game. So you can just kind of check it out. It's got some of the basic information, links for sign up. It's pretty easy. You can earn money geocaching with your phone GPS. Get started with 3 steps. Head to the site, register with your email and password, and then start geocaching. It's literally that simple. So as I mentioned, we migrated to a UBIQ token. So it's an ERC20 token as of January 2018. Before we were a proof of work project using the qubit mining algorithm. And then once we became a token, we actually had to switch how things are mined, right? Because you can't mine an ERC20 token. So we basically looked at how many coins had been mined already, and then how many coins we had remaining in our coin supply. And that difference is basically how many coins we're responsible for now dropping on the map. for people to collect through this proof of location process. So I'll start just going down here. So I already gave a little introduction of what GeoCoin was. We built our interface using Mapbox framework. So Mapbox is very similar to Google Maps, but I kind of call it the web maps of the future. The reason I chose Mapbox is it creates a lot more of a game-like experience when you're looking at the map, as opposed to just your general average street map or satellite map. So we were able to do things like improve our cartography style to make it look more like a game. We can do drag and drop of geo onto the map for people to collect. As you can see in this screenshot, all the numbers with the circles, those are actually clusters of coins. So as you go zoom in, it actually fans out to larger numbers of coins as you get in there. And then some other cool stuff Mapbox provided was 3D buildings. Those are powered by OpenStreetMap data. So it's kind of like an open source version of Google Maps that's free and available for people to develop with. So I'm a free and open source GIS guy, so it was a good fit for me. And then for nostalgia factor, we added some 8-bit coin collect sound effects. So if you grab a coin, it goes bling 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 bling. So that's always fun. And then yeah, let's just check out here. Earlier this year, we did CoinFest with these guys. That was awesome. I got the chance to present GeoCoin for the first time. And I also got a chance to participate in a massive blockchain wedding.
Yeah, these guys both got married on the blockchain.
Doge preacher with the crypto vows. It's pretty awesome.
If you ever want a blockchain wedding, I will take care of you.
The prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah, we have a contract ready, and I will. I'm officially ordained. For that. I can also do baptisms. I found out.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that.
Wait, you have kids, right? Can we baptize them?
I do have a baby boy now, so we'll
you
have to
how do you baptize someone on a blockchain?
This.
That's the question.
That's a technical feat we still have to come up with.
Yeah, the only one I have is very dangerous.
We'll figure that out next year.
You hold their head underwater until the transaction confirms.
On which chain?
Exactly. Right? So if you wanna get married on Bitcoin, you gotta be real serious about it.
For sure.
If you want to get married on ETH, you can hold 15 seconds with a high fee, right? 88 seconds on UBIQ,
88 seconds, yeah.
Average.
You gotta hit 88 seconds.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
a long
like
holding your breath, for
pretty
sure.
reasonable, yeah. Yeah, that was a good time.
That was a good time, for sure. In terms of some technical analysis, there's a crypto analyst on Twitter named Nick Patel, and he did a couple pieces that covered GeoCoin. So I was lucky enough that we caught his attention. So if any of you are not familiar, there's a couple links to some of his market outlook and coin report. We actually were his very first coin report, so that was pretty cool. This is just some standard stuff. If you need a desktop wallet, you can grab it here. UBIQ also offers a light wallet, which is a web wallet called Pyrus. So if you don't want to download the whole blockchain, you can just go through the web wallet. As I mentioned already, the qubit proof of mining phase is now complete. So all the remaining geo is now mined through proof of location. But for all the GPU miners out there, we encourage them to help support the network that we run on. So help mine the UBIQ blockchain. And then that just secures the entire ecosystem.
I guess I got to ask, how do you fraud prevention with the proof of location? Like how much?
In terms of spoofing GPS.
Yeah.
So that's
as
always
a Pokemon player.
That's always a battle.
For problems.
And as I said, I'm a GIS guy, so geographic information systems, or basically computer mapping. So what we've done is we use spatial analysis to try to detect if people are cheating, and then if we do detect that, we hit them with the ban hammer.
Right.
So that's a centralized process, though, isn't it?
The ban hammer?
Or just the detection process.
It has to be, yeah.
It's through automation, but it is done through spatial analysis. So, if somebody shows up in Europe and then they show up in Canada, then they get banned because you can't run that fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But is the logic of that on chain or on the side chain?
It's not on chain. It's on.
Yeah, no, it'll
it's
have to
on-
be done
it's-
for now.
It's not
Yeah.
on the chain.
It would have to be you guys for now.
Yeah.
Like the tech's not there yet for location proof. Like
Yeah, we're not storing the location on the chain. It's more we're working with the blockchain for deposits, withdrawals, transfers, all the stuff blockchain's really good at.
yeah,
Store balances, verifying addresses, all that kind of stuff. But all the spatial side of things we handle on our own.
Well, it's an interesting concept, location tracking on chain. It's time stamping on chain is easy because we know the time at which a block was minted. But we don't equivocally know the place at which a block was minted and stuff like that. So like I could, if you were gonna try to have the person sign a transaction, I was here at this place, I could just lie and insert made up X and Y coordinates or longitude and latitudes, right? So it must be some centralized control preventing me from doing such a thing, right? In the app or
Yeah, we do have some sort of we have a few different checks, and some of them, if people try to just teleport around and scoop the coins, they'll get banned. So, but I mean, with any game, people will try to cheat, so
Yeah.
it's a constant battle for us to
to
try to maintain. So, what else here? Actually, one of the things that's beneficial of the UBIQ network that we didn't mention before is they recently hard forked to UBIQ hash. So the reason they did this was to reduce the risk of 51% mining rental attacks with being on the shared F hash algorithm. So like everybody can go on nice hash and spin up, this many
Pretty
rentals for this many dollars, and then 51% attack your chain. The UBIQ devs saw this happening to other projects and then put it to a governance vote through the Escher governance system, and the community, I think, did we get 97% or something? It was like a landslide victory. Everybody was like, let's hard fork, let's change. So
we vote by coin
It's-
balance.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, they've done a few different airdrops over the past few years, and the first one I think was like a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1, and then 3-to-1, 2-to-1, and now it's 1-to-1. But yeah, basically the holders of the UBIQ earn Escher governance token,
Oh, I
through
didn't know
these
that. Okay, I
airdrops,
see that. I see.
and then we've had like 4 or 5 different UIPs is what we call them. So this was the very first
And
one.
so those are tradable, right? And then you can. collect them
They're
if
not
you care.
tradable. They actually don't.
Oh.
They're not listed on any sort of exchanges
Are
right
they
now.
exchangeable though? I send it to you.
I think you can move them. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
move them like any other token.
Yeah, yeah. So
But,
somebody cared about governance could go
Like
out of
you
his way and
can't
try and get
you
more of
can't
them.
purchase it
Yeah,
on
so,
like Bitrex.
yeah, but I'm just saying, someone who cared about the governance of the
Oh, yes,
system
yes,
more
yeah.
could go try and get more.
how could if it's movable, how can it not be tradable? Can I move?
No, you just think it's not.
It's just not
listed
listed.
anywhere.
It's not listed.
Like it's
on
probably
any
on some UBIQ
It
decks.
was never intended.
Yeah,
It's
so
And yeah,
I can dex with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may be added to a DEX in the future. That's yet to be determined. But actually, even on the Escher side, there's some cool stuff coming where they might include Cosmos for cross-chain interactions and things like that. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. Let's see here.
Well, when you drop cash on the map for someone,
Yeah.
is the location Andrew dropped this cash at longitude X, latitude Y? Is that on chain?
No, it's not on chain. So I will provide a live demo of the dropping of coins a bit later. So just give me a chance and I'll get there.
All right, sorry.
No worries. So anybody who's interested, you can check out GeoCoin demo. Some other stuff that we've done, we've got some physical trackable coins. So as I was saying before, I'm not sure if any of you guys are interested in the geocaching.com community, but these coins basically have a code physically stamped on them. And the idea is you go to these hidden packages in parks and all around the world. You drop a coin and log it online, and then the next person finds it, takes it from that cache, and then takes it on a journey. So you can like set up different missions and different goals. Like, I want this one to bounce around Canada, or like I want this to go to Europe or Asia, or like I want it to go down to the States. Yeah, question?
Is this open source, all open source?
Our code is closed source.
Close source.
Our code is closed source, but the UBIQ blockchain is, I believe, open source. But our proof of location, our mapping interface, our logic, that's closed source.
So is there plans to open it? Would be the obvious question.
No plans to open it for now.
Question: are each of these physical tokens unique? Like you? Can,
They are, yes.
So you can tell on like the map which one is which.
Which one is which? Yes.
Well, does this require the user in possession of the token to voluntarily say, "I was here," and go in the app? Like,
For
how
the-
does it
for
know
these
where it
physical
is?
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the physical ones, it requires you to go on geocaching.com and then log your finds.
So I take the code off the coin and say, "I'm here."
You
I
say,
put it in.
I found this cache, and then I left it in this cache. And then people in the geocaching community, they go hard for these items because they're kind of like the coolest items in the community. And then people will like search where is the nearby caches that have a trackable within it.
Yeah.
And then they'll hunt that out, find a trackable, and then try to take it on a journey somewhere else. Like the really avid geocachers will. So some of these coins have like you can follow on the site, like from coin to coin to coin,
What
or
if
from
I
cache to cache.
lie? Or no, wait. If when I
Yeah, I'm just thinking that you say you drop the coin, but you don't.
yeah,
Next person.
what if I do that?
The next person wouldn't find it.
Yeah, and to be honest, like
Does that happen?
when people don't keep up with the logging, sometimes it says that there's a trackable in a cache. You get there and it's gone. So you're
Oh,
like,
okay, it just happens.
total letdown.
Oh, okay, but
Single
when you
tier.
get there, you don't like you know where to look.
Yeah.
Like it's beside this tree, not like
Yeah.
it's within a block.
Assuming the guy who dropped
Yeah.
it did it properly.
Yeah.
So it relies on the whole community of people keeping it up to date. But I can show you guys some of the coins I've dropped, and they've bounced all around the world. A lot of Germans are into geocaching, so there's a ton of coins. A ton of these coins have ended up in Germany.
Oh, those
And the cool thing is, like, I've started them all here in Vancouver.
Oh, really? Okay,
I
so you
didn't-
kind of started.
I didn't really like fly to Europe and drop them there. Like I put them here in Vancouver or up where I work near in Coquitlam.
Yeah. So
and
okay,
then
just so we all know, like this,
it bounces
so this game was like your baby, pretty much. Is
So,
this mostly you?
so I don't want to get confused between geocaching.com and GeoCoin. What I've done.
Yeah, geocaching was
So the
is already
these
a thing.
physical coins that you can see
Yeah.
on the screen, that's just a promotional item for the geocaching community.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I'm
That's
trying
nice.
I'm trying to tell them about my project.
Oh,
which is-
okay.
which
Sneaky,
is
good
cool.
one. Yeah.
So it's
cool.
a promo item. And actually, I brought some here. So
I think I have one at my house.
Yeah.
I think each of my children have one actually. I think I
I'll
took
pass
two.
it around so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
It'd be cool if they had RFIDs or something.
Yeah, I think I did get
built-in tracking mechanism.
Made in Vancouver?
I think it was from Victoria, the company that I went with. But yeah, just pass it around.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Have a
No,
look.
yeah, I got one of these. I got one.
You can see it's got a little tracking code, and then you
Oh, that's
fill it.
it's a Bluetooth beacon.
No, it's just a metal coin.
Wait a minute, I could just write the code down and then be in another country
Oh,
and
I
could
see.
mail
I
the
see.
code
It's
to my
just a
friends
little-
in Europe.
There's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really gain anything.
Yeah, these are
right?
just promo items. So it's just I'm just trying to
No, I just
advertise
like
to the geocaching.com community because there's millions of geocaches and millions of geocachers.
Yeah, that's
So,
a great,
If
great
I can
idea
tap
for a
into a
program.
community of a million users and get them excited about my project, then that's win-win.
Like, what's this plastic thing?
That's just the
It's
case.
in his
Yeah,
hand.
you'll see it as it comes
Oh,
out.
okay, sure.
So these are examples of geocaches. You can see these little containers and stuff. They're just kind of like little camo containers people hide in parks and stuff. It's mostly for kids and geeks who play with GPSs. But it's essentially a real life treasure hunt. So it's pretty fun.
How much is the actual coin? Like money?
Yeah, so when you get GeoCoin, you can
that
sell it, right? When you get the GeoCoin, like
The crypto.
the crypto, right? It's a
Yeah,
traded
the
coin.
crypto has.
And you did not get delisted from Bitrex.
I did not get delisted
That
from
was good.
Bittrex,
That was
which
long.
is good.
Good job,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Good
Thank you.
job. Yeah, that's this one right here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's a dark times for a lot of coins
It was,
these days
yes.
on Bitrex.
It was,
So,
yes, for sure.
yeah,
Isn't it Americans they would do listings?
yeah, but that's
A lot of projects were
yeah,
getting
that's where you
delisted.
want to be.
So in terms of exchanges, Bittrex is now the main exchange. Sad to say, Cryptopia does no longer exist anymore. Crypto Facil is another exchange. It's partnered with Bittrex out of Latin America, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a few other little services like IndaCoin, CoinSwitch, that kind of thing.
This.
Very bottom of our website has a whole bunch of helpful links to all our different social things and block explorers and stuff
So I
like
just
that.
download the app so I can get my own.
There's no app for ours. It's a website.
Okay.
So I'll just go up to the top and we'll go to the actual website.
Which one's
So
that? I'm gonna follow
the actual website is geocoin.cash. Cash is in cash money. And then as you get here, it loads, shows the big map. All these ones that show the actual Geo logo, those are the physical coins that, like the one I'm passing around. So those exist within a geocache. So this was the last lat long it was known at, and then the date that it was known. So depending on how often I update the locations, some of these are out of date.
Clearly.
But basically you can kind of track it as it bounces around. And then all these coins that you see here are basically crypto coins that are able for collection. So let's log in. Check it out.
So I just sign up.
So did you yourself drop them all in these places?
Yes, I've dropped it through an automated process. So I'll explain that a little bit. But
So, for instance, in the countries, like I saw, like for instance, there was some in Central Asia. Did you actually choose like the locations that have the most population, or no?
No. So one of the things about this project is we wanted to make sure that when people are staring at their phones trying to collect crypto, that they're not going to be walking into traffic or get hit by a bus or any of this stuff. So we're trying to drop it in places that's safe to collect. So ideally things like green spaces, like parks, and like open public spaces.
I think a lot of I saw someone collecting it, like he was driving down the road and it was picking up like along the way.
Yeah, I mean you can drop it anywhere you want manually, but
No, I thought that was happening the other day. Like this was a recent thing. I was in the car. I was like, oh hey, GeoCoin.
okay.
He was literally geomining on the maybe it's something different.
So it might have been a coin that someone else dropped, or it might have maybe the geocoder just ended up dropping one on the road.
Okay.
So so basically we have the entire world to drop coins, but you don't want to just randomly drop coins at like this random X, this random Y, because then it'll end up in the ocean or on top of a mountain or in the middle of a highway. So what we did is we created an interface where people can log in, and it gives you the same map, right? But then you can basically pan and zoom into your area. So let's just do an example where there isn't any coins for this one. Let's go into Calgary for example. So let's say you live in this area and there's no GeoCoins here, right? So I'm going to click drop geo. Oh, that one didn't work. Okie dokie. Well, live demos for you. Okay, well, essentially it's supposed to drop a magnet on the interface. And the idea is that the magnet will attract geo to nearby green spaces. So the way that works is we'll use, I'll just zoom into the lower mainland area because we've already processed a bunch of the magnets. So you can see a lot of the stuff ends up, in public parks, green spaces, places where it's hopefully safer for people to collect, that type of thing. For those of you guys who are here tonight, the closest ones are down the street at Victory Square. There's 16 geo waiting for collection.
So once it says your wallet balance, so I signed up.
Okay.
Now what?
So this is the interface here on my screen.
Proceed.
And then in order to start collecting, you turn collect on, right? So I'll just push on for now. It's not going to be very dynamic because we're not able to go outside. But basically, it takes your lat long, and then as you move around the map, you'll hunt down the nearest geo, and then as you get close to it, you will earn the GeoCoin. Yeah. So if you get an under construction message like you've got, It's because we're currently in beta testing. So as we were saying, I need to add all the accounts in as beta testers in the back end because it's not fully open just yet.
Yeah, so I
So
didn't do that.
if you get the under construction message, jump on the UBIQ Discord, head to the Geo channel, let me know your username, and I'll get you set up.
I think I'm in
What do
the
you turn collecting on? How do you do that?
It's just in the top right corner here, this green button, collect.
Oh, it's a different.
You might have to click the globe to bring it down the top bar. But in terms of dropping geo, you're able to drop geo wherever you like on the map. So you basically just click, and then you can say, I want to drop 5 geo.
Oh, so if you have geo, you can drop it anywhere.
You can drop it anywhere, yeah. So then you hit save, and then now there's 5 more geo on the map.
And so,
And,
so since geo is a tradable token, and this is how the new ones come into existence as well.
This is basically how we do our inflation rate now.
Okay.
This is how we add to our circulating supply. Because we're an ERC20 token, we had to come up with a new way to mine it. So this is how we mine it now. So
is there an end goal to the token?
we are capped at 4 million geo, and there's about 3.5 million geo in circulation. So we have roughly like 500 to still circulate, and we plan to do it at a rate of roughly 50,000 per year.
And then I guess the game becomes like a self-sustaining game in the end.
Yeah, I mean, once we've dropped all the geo, then it's up to the users to either drop them for other people, or drop it on a business, drop it for like a music festival or an event or a concert.
This is how we can get people to go on
Scavenger
liquor
hunt.
runs. When the beer machine runs out.
Yeah,
Yeah, drop a bunch of geo down
token
to the
at
liquor store.
store.
I've heard. Yeah,
And while you're there, restock the machine.
I even heard at CoinFest some of the people came up and said, you could use this to incentivize people cleaning up garbage off of like the streets or something. Like if there was a really dirty area or something, just drop a bunch of geo and kind of create a bounty for people to like, help you out. There's a lot of different applications.
And then they just have to go to the garbage, right?
I mean, yeah,
You drop
technically, yeah.
more when they clean it up. That's the incentive. Like,
Yeah.
Like you're
Exactly.
watching.
There's some community suggestions about password locking, some of the stuff like that too, which might be interesting to explore.
Yeah, that is another idea. Yeah,
So
questions?
is there plans to like continually make so say this gets super popular, say it catches on, super popular, right?
Yep.
These physical coins would become like collector's items, right? Like you wouldn't want to leave it like for somebody.
Well, the physical is just a promotion. The physical is just a promotion.
No, I understand that, but it would still be like I have like because there's a limited number of them, and you have like having one of them would be a cool. It would be like if Bitcoin back in the day had physical coins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are worth a lot.
Exactly, yeah.
So
Yeah,
are
man.
you going to continually make the physical ones to keep the kind of the supply of the promotional?
Yes, actually, the first version that I passed around, that one doesn't actually have any crypto value to it.
Right.
But there is a group that I've been in communications with that may have the ability to put a QR code on the coin, or you can like use a sticker to put a QR code on the coin, and the coin actually acts as a cold wallet storage, essentially. I think the group was called Real Crypto. Let me see here. And I found out about them because they did a coin for UBIQ. So you can see here, this is the idea. Essentially,
Holographic cold storage.
you can put your public key and private key in these QR codes, and then this coin will function as your cold storage wallet. So I would like to get some of these for GeoCoin, and then even put like, first person who gets it, there's 100 geo on there, or 1,000 geo, or whatever we want, really.
Yeah.
So I don't have these yet, but I hope that we can get these soon, because I think it'll take the physical coins to the next level. So that's cool. And then, so what else we got here? So just in terms of basic functionality, you can drag your coins around, you can resave them. One of the things I was working with Aaron actually suggested was the ability to put in some certain collection messages. So you can say like there's a hidden prize inside. and then you can put in like the code for like an Amazon gift card, like XYZ123, that kind of thing. And then the person who earns it will see that message once they've collected it, and then they can, claim their gift card online or something else like that.
But if you can move the cache after you've dropped it, is that what you said?
Yeah, only the ones that you've dropped.
Then when I go to get it, couldn't you just kind of lure me further? Like I'm almost there. You're like, no, you got it. It's 10 feet this way now. Kind of like the guy with the fishing. You could
It would require a lot of coordination.
Yeah. I mean, you know it's worth it at that point.
I don't have. One of the things I would like to add would be to show all the live people trying to collect at the time. So like right now, I don't have that built in.
So you can't track.
I would like to add that, so maybe you could see like, oh, there's another guy, like, a red circle or something like, oh, he's gonna steal my coin, like I gotta get there.
Yeah, when you add that, you could make more gameplay.
It would be more game-like, yeah. So we're still under development. It's a work in progress.
That'd be funny though.
One of the cool things is, it's a small project, so I get all these ideas from the community, and then I just try to make it happen, right? So, if you have a suggestion or whatever, just join the UBIQ Discord, give me a shout, and we'll see what we can do, right?
I think in my opinion, the key for you would be to be cross-interoperable with other blockchain games. Like suppose I'm making a Pokemon Go derivative, but I'm too lazy to build Geocache. If you already have invented a geocaching mechanism, you could lend that to blockchain games to tap as a utility provided to them,
Yeah.
Like, can we already drop non-geo? Can we drop any ERC20 token?
So right now it's only set up for Geo, but I was talking to some of the UBIQ devs, and technically I think we should be able to drop any of the UBIQ tokens in the future. Hopefully also UBIQ as well, but I think that will require a bit of a different wallet contract. But I would be excited to drop, some of the other tokens that are on the network as well.
From a blockchain gaming perspective, you must, especially not just ERC20, but NFT tokens. If you could allow people to drop NFT tokens on the map, that's basically Pokemon Go we're getting at now, right?
Okay.
Then if I was making a blockchain game where I wanted people to go around the world and collect monsters I've invented, I could just use your app and put the NFTs I've created in my game through your app, right?
Yeah.
Or just personally, I'm a big fan of interoperable platforms that can do things like that.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, the UBIQ community is interested in investigating Cosmos, as it might offer inter-blockchain connectivity with Ethereum and I think maybe even Tron or something.
Yeah, all the
like
ETH
that.
chains.
Yeah.
But even just NFTs, like if you had other ERC tokens besides ERC20.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, actually, and that was another thing. Just this past week, I think Witek and a couple of the other authors created that new standard ERC 1125. I don't think it's there yet, but I think it's compatible because it's a full EVM. So
that's what I mean.
That's awesome to see Witek. He was, he helped us with the blockchain wedding, and he's basically shaping the blockchain space as he sees fit, for his gaming industry.
With Prisoner's Dilemma protocols.
Well, this standard didn't exist, and he saw the need for it, and him and a few other people literally created this themselves. So,
but I think if you could put his ERC 1155 tokens as geocaches, that would be awesome for a blockchain game developer's perspective. That would be highly valuable.
Yeah. So, this is all theoretical for now, but maybe over time we could start doing some stuff with some other types of ERC standard tokens and things like that. So
I remember when Ingress was a big thing here in this space years ago. You remember? Yuri was into it. You know Ingress?
I do not know.
It's the company that made Pokemon.
Yeah.
The company that made Pokemon got all their data and Pokestops from Ingress players. So Ingress people were super salty.
Okay.
Because all of a sudden, all the work they did for years building this crazy spy hacker game turned into friggin' Pokemon overnight.
I see.
Yeah, it's brutal, man.
You could replicate Ingress on your game or on your platform, or at least that should be your end goal.
make that possible. I think you could. Or I never played Ingress.
Yeah, there was like 2 factions and you take over points and stuff. I don't know.
I'll have to do some research.
Yeah,
I guess.
It was a really cool concept.
Cool.
And then when you play it, it tells you to wear headphones, and as soon as it starts, it like gets you like fully like LARPs you into like hacker mode, right? It's like put in headphones. You're supposed to like walk around the city with like 1 headphone in, getting like
It
your
tells you
fucking
which way to go.
hacker missions.
Oh wow.
And like
Okay.
bust and not go to the spot and like
Okay.
hack the planet and shit. Yeah,
That's
it
cool.
was hilarious. I never really played it, but the intro was quite immersive.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
You could do
I
that.
played a lot of Pokemon, so
yeah, I hear you're the champ for
Yeah,
Pokemon.
yeah, played a lot of Pokemon.
Not too much more to show on the interface here, but there is a bit of a geocoder. So like if you need to search for something, you can basically just type in what you're looking for, and it'll take you to that area of the map. Down here, we've got some other things that are kind of cool. I think I mentioned before is the 3D buildings. So you can kind of see like a
Put it on the roof.
Yeah, I
like
feel
a
like
physical.
you can zoom right in, right? You can zoom right in.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I feel like I was with someone who was driving the other night
Yeah.
using this.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And they had it zoomed in and they were driving with it on and they were
Nice.
looking for caches. Yeah, so you
Yeah,
know,
so
the virus is spreading.
You can turn on and off sound effects. You can toggle on and off 3D buildings.
Just fair warning, he put those coins right where the shady drug dealers meet, pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man. I was like, dude, man.
It's a green
There's
space.
sensor picking up coins.
Yeah,
At least you're not walking in front of a
Yeah,
bus.
yeah, at least you're not walking in front of a bus. Just walking in front of a
Just watch out for needles.
Yeah, everywhere around here.
How much is 16 Geo?
16 Geo would be worth about $8 Canadian.
Really?
50 cents each.
50
They're about
cents
50
each?
cents Canadian right now.
These are,
So that's
oh,
what I
shit,
mean. Like,
dude.
this is great, pretty lucrative game.
That's
And, like,
hilarious,
if
dude.
you actually get into it, like
Dude,
you can
that's
earn
good
some
stuff.
solid
Special
cash.
editioning the whole time.
And then yeah, the all-time high, I think it was at like 20 or 25.
How far is it off from all-time high?
I think the highest was 20 or 25.
Oh, okay, so like 95%?
Yeah.
Like every
Sweet
other-
spot.
Like every
Sweet
other
spot.
holiday.
Yeah,
That's the
that's,
sweet
that's
spot.
I think that's what we call, what do you call, what,
It's the accumulation phase of Geo right now.
yeah, it was my gift from someone
Exactly.
from Japan. I told him to bring me back something weird, and he brought me a bottle opener that I'm not willing to put on the stream.
Alright, so
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
that's
mean-
really nice.
it's it's a blockchain game. It's free. It's open to everybody.
You don't
You don't have to pay anything to sign up. We basically just drop free money on the map for people to collect.
I want to see someone
So-
go pick it up so we can watch it
check it out.
disappear.
For real.
Did someone go grab it? Do you want to go
If
grab
someone
You
goes
collect
that,
their-
Did that one guy go, or
collect
did
their
you-
moving data?
it? Yeah, that's
Sorry?
Oh, he went to go get it?
Do you collect their moving data?
Yeah, did you hear it was actually worth like $8? I'm like, you know what? I will walk
We
down this for
analyze
$8.
your data. Yes, we do analyze your data.
Which parts of it? Are like my phone that connected?
Just the lat long.
Just a lot lost.
Yeah, there's nothing about devices
I
or
think it's bad.
users or any of that.
It'll
Sign
just-
up as anonymous. You
Can
can
you,
give your email.
yeah, I noticed that. I did choose to give my email.
You can
just
give your
because I know
email
you,
if
and
you
I'll bumping up your email list. I know it helps. I'll get GeoCoin emails. But yeah, can you approve the Doge Preacher?
So yeah, see,
Or just
registration
Ghost
is
Preacher?
anonymous. The only reason you fill in an email is if you think you might forget your password. If you remember your password, you don't need an email. So
Yeah, I used a weak password.
some people don't like giving out
I
their
give
emails, or they use spam emails or whatever. But
You don't even. Yeah, you just.
we're trying to
don't
make
even-
it open.
No, that's awesome. That's actually a
The
big
goal
thing.
for this
because-
project is, I'm trying to get mass adoption of crypto in general. And I feel that through gaming, we can get people to get into crypto, So basically turn on your smartphone GPS, walk down the street, and all of a sudden you're into crypto. So that's it.
Anyone want $8?
I'm not approved.
I'll go get it.
Yeah, go get it so we can see it disappear.
He registered. Do you want? You know, I'm lazy.
Yeah, why don't you escort him just in case? You know what you're doing, or is it easy? Is it automatic?
It's easy, yeah. You just have to get there. Just saying, okay.
When
There
they,
you go. You're now mining. Remember you heard it was about burning electricity? Now we're burning calories.
Will we see this
Come on, that was
disappear
a-
the moment he arrives?
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right, so we're gonna sit suspensefully for about 2.5 minutes. No.
So yeah, I mean that's all I have prepared for tonight. But happy to answer any questions you guys have. Or...
Yeah, we'll probably go after these disappear. We'll go back to the camera mode.
Sure.
Sure, we can get straight. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna use this as my kid's next crypto gateway.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
And
this
like
is
that's the
perfect.
thing. Like I think this will be really big with like families. You know, like Aaron, he goes out with his kids and they've had a blast.
Yeah, he's my neighbor, so I gotta
there you
compete
go.
for those
You gotta
coins.
compete. You guys.
Yeah. No,
I'll put in
he's
the
down street.
the enemy geo hunter locations. Then you'll have to race for it.
Yeah. His kid's probably old enough to take the phone out by herself though, so mine's not.
Fair enough.
Yes, big disadvantage. Like, all right, kids, I know you're not quite old enough, but I think I'm going to let you do this for the competitive reasons.
Nice.
All right.
But yeah, in terms of future ideas, some of the stuff we want to look into is like the ability to attach an image to a coin that's dropped, or maybe like a QR code or something like that. Because you can do all sorts of cool, vouchers, discounts, deals with QR codes these days.
But they seem like they are fungible, right?
It hasn't been implemented yet, so I'm not sure what the QR code would be for, but it was just an idea that was recently pitched in the community. So that's on my to-do list. Some other stuff is like getting directions, like driving directions or cycling or walking directions to the nearest geo, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, like click the button, like take me there.
Like drive down the street, turn left, drive down, turn.
Because I feel like right now you just have to.
Right now you just have to navigate based off of your location.
Well, can't you just see where it is and do it manually and like a different program?
Yeah. So I did program in two different options. I'm a geographer, so I prefer maps are always north up. So then I know if I'm going north, south, east, west. But I also made it so that it's track up. So like if you're turning corners or driving, it can always keep straight ahead at the top of your map. So you can toggle that in your user settings depending on your preference.
Hey, you're a traveling type, right? You've been maybe Backroad Dave.
I do work for Backroad Mapbooks, so it's an outdoor recreation company for all of Canada.
So you've been to some secluded places out in Canada?
I just actually did Barron Lakes paddling trip last week, so that was pretty awesome.
Will it live update or do we need to?
It will live update, yeah.
So this would be interesting. If I had to go to that place to drop it there, or you had more strictures on, or if you could not move one you've dropped after dropping it, right? Because what if you dropped one way out, like at the top of the mountain, to incentivize us to go mountain climbing? And then as soon as we're almost there, we move it.
Yeah.
As soon as we're almost at the top, you move
More
it.
like what happens when I'm going for a GeoCoin and a bear gets me.
Well,
liability,
like
man. How do you deal with that?
You gotta use it at your own risk. I did put in the sign up. It's like, you could die unless.
Did you put that good? Yeah, listen, man.
Please don't die.
Please don't die playing
No
this
trespassing on private property, like all this kind of stuff.
What if there's a Dragonite?
But I mean, I can't control where people drop coins. Like, sometimes the automation drops it on private property. Sometimes it drops it in the middle of the lake. Sometimes it drops it on top of the mountain.
If you had to be there to drop it there, it might change the way it felt to the user, because it would be like I'm following someone's journey. Like you went to some place and I have to get there too.
Yeah. Fair enough. That is a cool idea.
I feel like they should have had the first one by now.
And then, some other ideas is kind of like elemental geocoins, where like you collect a water one by the ocean, or like an air one up in the mountains, or like a fire one by a volcano or something.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
You got the smallest one. There's more.
Yeah, he's got to get them all.
He's got to walk through the park.
50 cents each at the bottom.
That's pretty good, right?
That is, man. I was thinking like there was like
you thought
50 cents
total, pennies, right?
Total at the most.
It's good. No, if he scoops up all three of those, that's like $8 Canadian.
Yeah. Oh, Canadian. Okay.
So. Drugs when he's there.
There you go.
Yeah, you can spend that $8. Flip it over to Doge because it's so fast. And then
next step is to make the shady drug dealers show up as enemies on the map.
Oh my God.
Team Rocket.
You gotta avoid them.
Team Rocket.
It's like Pac-Man.
Yeah, I hope they get the other ones.
I hope so. And it's cool when if you collect.
You got stabbed. Sorry, these GeoCoins are.
If you collect like multiple, like if you collect the 5, it goes like bling 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 bling, kind of like Mario.
So it'll does it more.
Yeah, so like if you collect 1, it just blings once. Oh, there goes the 5.
Oh,
you got the 5.
Baller. We're all just watching this guy get $8, but this guy's getting $8.
This guy's getting $8.
He's already got enough to get a beer, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, and soon
Although
to
you
be
can't
more.
withdraw right now because we're beta testing, so
right.
That's the only caveat.
Okay, so just later I'll be able to.
But you will be able to withdraw. Everything's backed. It's all.
Oh
it's
man,
all-
that sounds like the floodgates are gonna open one day. All the geominers.
That's the goal, though. I mean, that's
Race
yeah,
to
mass
the
adoption,
change.
right? Like Pokemon Go, right?
Yeah.
It went fucking crazy.
It was pretty great, man.
Yeah.
Then it also had the childhood nostalgia like built into it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was
So,
like, here, have some
you know,
nostalgia.
We're trying to do that, but we're also not trying to step on Nintendo's toes. You
Oh,
know,
they're vicious, man.
they got some expensive lawyers. We don't want to get sued or anything. So
Yeah, they'll sue you for anything.
we're just dropping stacks of coins. You go there, you pick them up, they're yours.
Yeah, they just happen to look like Squirtles
It's
and
cool.
shit.
It's fun.
It's nobody. Okay, I feel like they still gotta get that soon.
They got to get the 10-pack, and then we can switch.
Yeah, we can pop over and wait for the asking the final questions. But yeah, good job. I'm gonna move this mic
So
back to the
only
front
thing
of
I
the
didn't
room.
get to demo was the dropping of the magnet, and then when it processes the magnet, it basically looks at that lat long, tries to find green spaces nearby, and then it says, okay, 5 go here, 5 go there, 5 go there, and then anybody can drop these magnets. So just sign up, fill the map with magnets, and I processed the last bunch today, and I dropped 5,000 more geo today. So.
How long do you expect your beta to be going on for? I'm just gonna close this too.
5,000
Wait,
geo,
let's
that's
get
like
10 more.
I know, but I mean anyone who watches
Yeah,
this,
we've seen
it's just the map. Right?
Yeah, feel free to close it.
3, 2, 1. I was hoping he would get it the last
Come
second.
on, you start.
Ah.
2,500.
Stop sharing.
No
Alright,
worries.
turn the camera back on. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, so how long do you expect the beta to last for?
I'm working with some of the UBIQ devs to get the wallet working. We have the wallet contract already built, so now we just have to deploy it on the test net, make sure it's all good to go, and then tie everything together in the back end. You know, get like two-factor authentication added to the security, and then push the launch like that. We're very close.
So the things right now are tokens that are tradable, but these are the GeoCoins.
These are the
the
geo
future tokens.
Yes, yeah, and then
Not the same as the current ones.
if you collect any right now, once the wallet's set up, you'll be able to withdraw them to Bittrex
then they'll be,
or
yeah.
Real
whatever.
money, you guys.
It's this is the legit.
Yeah, I see. Like right now, so there's like a tradable version that already exists.
Yeah. Our market is Bittrex, so if you were to buy into it right now, it would be through Bittrex.
And you could drop those ones.
You can't yet because you can't transfer it to this.
Okay, so that's what I mean. So there's
So
right
all
now
the
there's
new
two.
all the new coins are done through this.
Okay, and then the new
um,
coins can be redropped if I have them.
The new
I
coins
just
can
can't
be
withdraw.
redropped. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So a lot of people are
So it's,
early
like,
on.
it's all within it.
And since
it's
they're
all kind of
within, a lot
within
of
it.
people are more likely to kind of keep spreading them out a
For
little
now,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just so we work out the bugs and
No, that's
you know,
good.
the user experience, the game experience.
will they exist side by side, like the old and the new ones?
No, only one token.
It's all the same. Yeah, it's all. This is the live version, and once the wallet backend is up, you'll just be able to withdraw to your own wallet or to an exchange.
But the ones that are on the UBIQ blockchain.
These are on the UBIQ blockchain.
Yeah,
These
they
are-
both are. Just one's tradable right now. The one that is already existing from before is tradable. The one that you get from playing the game is not currently yet tradable.
Yeah.
But in the future, they will be one and the same.
But it's the same. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one. of the
One, I mean, let's say once you launch the other ones, right?
Once we're fully launched,
Yeah.
it'll be one and the same.
One and the same. So
Yeah, only one token.
are you gonna be getting rid of the other ones, like the older kind?
No. Yeah, one of them. They'll all become the same token.
How?
I mean, in my head, it already is all the same token. The only difference is you just can't deposit or withdraw right now. So
So there's just a subset of the tokens. The ones you gain from playing are not fully activated tokens. That makes
yeah,
sense.
you just can't sell it for
Are they
Bitcoin right
different
now.
smart contracts?
No, it's all
They're just
it's all
stuck
the
within the
ERC20.
system.
But the
it's-
old ones are running on the UBIQ blockchain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's running on UBIQ.
And then these new ones are on the ERC20, on Ethereum, right?
They're on UBIQ.
No,
There's
UBIQ just
ERC20 on
UBIQ
UBIQ.
didn't bother changing the name to UBC20.
They
You
should.
know, like Tron's got
I see,
TRC20 and
I see,
shit.
I
Do they?
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UBIQ was like not being stupid about
I
it.
see.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Yeah.
standard, right?
I see.
Standard.
So it's on the ERC20 on the UBIQ.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Got it. Now I got it.
Yeah, so I took a Solidity contract, set up the parameters of the coin, launched the contract, that created GeoCoin on UBIQ, and then we distributed the coins to the exchanges that we were still with, and then all the remaining coins were now dropping on the map.
So it's the same token.
It's the same. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
We're at the time.
Any other cool ideas that we should add to this project, or?
Just NFTs, man. Like,
NFTs,
imagine you
yeah.
could-
Okay, what is
imagine
KYC
you could
on
drop
the
a
dock?
crypto kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, no KYC.
Can you have like coins that link to other coins? You know what I mean? So like I'm thinking of an idea. I want to propose to my partner, and I'm like, so I want to have like a coin or something like that. It's probably not the case for this, but you get that coin, then it links to another coin. You know, and like
Kind of like in a chain.
like direction. Yeah.
That was actually
Coin
proposed.
chain.
That was actually proposed to the community. So that is something I would like to look into. Kind of like a mission, or like
Yeah. yeah.
like A to B to C type mission.
Yeah,
I think that could be doable.
But,
Yeah. Maybe just make it so like the second location doesn't get unlocked until the first is collected. That kind of logic.
yeah.
So I think that could be feasible. It's not developed yet, but like I said,
yeah.
there's lots of applications for this, which is really cool.
So the biggest collector of your coins did a world round trip.
Well, I mean, if you can pay for your own world round trip, you can do
You
whatever
probably
like.
can if you collect enough of these coins. On the way, guys, don't take my cashes in Italy. I gotta get these ones. A fat one waiting for me. I'm not gonna be able to afford my flight out if you don't leave that for me, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
So alrighty, yeah.
Questions, man.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for
yeah.
coming out today, guys.
Yeah, and thank you for
Alright,
coming.
Super awesome.
And then, as always, for anyone watching this who makes it to the end, we'll be back in a couple weeks. 2 Fridays from now
News.
with newscasts, and then 2 Thursdays after that with someone else live, I believe.
It's a month. We still got to figure out who we're having.
Yeah, we're not sure who our next guest is right now, but we're on a long streak of live guests, and with blockchain gaming being so niche, it's, we'd like to keep our streak of live guests going for like a year because that would be impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks
this-
for having me on.
Yeah,
This
of
was
course,
awesome.
man. Yeah, and
Thank
when you are further along or something, maybe you'll come back another round, or you got any cool
Next
comments.
Coin
Fest.
Fest. Yeah,
Yeah, next Coin Fest
I'll
for sure.
definitely
We'll
come to next Coin
baptize his
Fest.
kids.
No,
On the block.
the only baptism blockchain I've got is dangerous. We're not the protocol's not done yet.
We just need fast confirmations.
Yeah. All right, everybody at home,
All
thank you
right.
so much, and thank you everyone
Thanks,
for coming.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.